24-hour economy is indeed the game changer. Ni Tema East be fair, bana ise. Enewo inko nyake ni bi kpekpa imba ni amebacho John Dramani Maham Amin keba ni mi Asha Odampton ke infata John here wabana 24-hour economy he say. Nothing about the Nigeria.
All right. Let me just back to you if you're watching us live on TV3. We are live from the Tema East constituency. This is our community manifesto where we go to constituencies to speak to people who live in the constituency to find out what the social, cultural, and economic needs of the constituency are and the considerations they will make going into the 2024 elections. We also take a look at what the sitting MP has been able to lobby to do for the constituency and what the expectations of the members of the constituency are going into the elections. And for the very first time during this our community manifesto drive, we have been visited by the sitting member of parliament for the constituency here in Tema East. We're here with Honorable Ashai Odamte, and he's talking about work that he's been able to lobby to do so far and some of the needs of the constituency going into the next elections. He's said quite a bit, but he has to leave us soon because he has to join his colleagues in parliament for the mid-year budget review, and he was just wrapping up. To
wrap up, I just want to give hope not only to the school children, because back to school will happen this year too.
Okay.
And back to school is the support we give to the JHS 3 pupils or learners who are transitioning to the SHS. We support them with school supplies. That will happen again. It's always been there. Okay. All the programs we do back to school will happen. But to our young ones who are into trade, the good news from John Dramani Mama is that TVET and skills training would happen just like those of our children who are benefiting from free SHS, which John Dramani Mama has said, and it's on record, that free SHS was started progressively by the visionary leader John Dramani Mahama, and we shall sustain it and improve upon it. So children in apprenticeship, children in skills training, and children who are in vocational setup would also benefit from the next NDC administration under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. For the people of Tema East, Inyeme, in Kenya say na ken choma me mo fia mo ndamishi ye aged care ni wo fe ni wo ke ni bi fiu je ingbepa mo je ake wo ba wa ye me ani ame hospital ya ame beke bi nwa school ya no fe no ni ko e ba ka wo no nye se na wo na me abakwe nye free na ha me ko me tufa aha me ko me hu afi ko me lab nye ba in leake nyesumo bi ni ken kweso mo ni nyeke somo mi 2020 ke beni yo asem ifia ken twi ba somo ni ken twi ba ni bi papa asem mahama bi no ni ba wa manfe no ba fe nya mo ken no ni ba wa nkra kru wan kunku ye chi leake no ni ka wo yefa ye wa den cha ye aboa wo ni wo fon oshikie wo ha John Dramani Mahama ka shai no ni hwe se nyumba ba wa wo no ba fe nyumba jo nye fe.
Amen. Nyumba jo bo hu. Thank you so much, Honorable Ashai Odampton. All the best as you go to Parliament for the mid-year budget review. But now we're going to be connecting with the constituency members. And this is what we do. Every day we go out to the constituencies for our community manifesto. We invite you, if you're watching us live on television, if you live in the Tema East constituency. So right now we are at Tema New Town. Tema New Town. So if you're watching us live on TV, please join us. If you have any concerns, any questions that you want to pose to your MP or aspiring member of parliament, or you have any advice that you'd like to share with your constituency members, this is the platform and the forum which we bring to you live on TV, which allows you to do so. And so join us live here on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Megamia quality. Okay? Make penny fair can babie. Me and your Jeko. Okay, we're live at TV3 Biane. It was microphone anima in the Bekuno. Kewa Jeshishin. ke mokoye no ko wie mo ba nyoba da mo Germany o wie ke mokowie no ko ne ko le wo kele pa agbe o ye hegbe no o wi akehye ko le no na wie je na kan when pia ye be for some time ona e wo kanye specific question nta onye bile nye hegbe ni nye biole agbe ne ho ke mokoye wie no ko omu e wo be e wo e hia ke o ba sa on wie ko e wo ke mokoye wie no ko omu e we be nye fanya wie the same thing no e wo e hia ni mo bo wasan owie majenshi ke nyemeni ta inine be kuno nyenye bamla ona ewo ke nyenye wie ta nyahunya ba nyenye wie keke agbene what a standing mic no imami o fine no okay wo ogbe ke money oji
yo acho mi Esther Jagbloko abi nje tema mahia bi etamanyoji mi efia ke yue mweno onabo yue fe ngona wa denche eja ke moko ewie noko ni taflache ibato abla yele denche mani eje ni bi ne fe mani me ko ba kan de pu eje fe ji no ni eche no what intashi ye bi ene jila ye loji mi shingmene kajabe ni gbemene bane wona noko na shi wo bo e moden fio ake e ba hilo ko ti o ben ke ona bo no ni gbo na ko ka fun ehin e wa monisa ike wa no me fen ekoni ka wo fo e wo pa wo se stores ma moshine eyi no ne assembly mi jibe ni amamo stores ne lema ni ne ma be ne ba ma ye ni ho ni ye mi no mi e ka nu na jia me hunu ncho e sha me ne e ka me ba national mo sande gba na ba ma na ma e ka me wo mi amentu ameni ye mi ta flat che amoko ba ho ni ne te shia e ba na sise ke bi aye ka me school gbeji anoto se aya sha e ko e na abasa na ke eba akumo ye politics ewo aka stores ni machine eba akumo na abafo he meni yo mi ahwea me fe ko fo he obana ne mebe mi wo fe efite shikon meni yo je me bia ne kanyongo ne ebote nwa mi egba me na ye shikon no na bo eba fe aka abasana sheba feni aketuni ni mambi he ajo ame ngana achi na amashi mine wo politics ene me fe ka ba wie e ba fe na agba she sani wo wie na me la ke no ni ya no je ni papani waya wata mansiona no na boy assembly mi premise ne committee ye na me ameji me ni ko premise no ni wo le fe na mene ko ba e premise Bejamete filling station na ma he na ko ye efutu dani akeba ya wu mini ya no ye wo mante asema mi kpafai bo no na bo wie awa onabo neighbor power ni jo mama won aba no wo ye ajowo ye tama twa no ban ye aba
yeah o fine you ado o fine da no ba wie wo ba ha me 4 awie kaja bi ene eke wo ba ongo ke me 4 san wie o fine no oba mic here
ya fine good morning ya fine Tema fiam yo ten
we jogba
o fine acho mi damate doku nje beto and your question straight pe no ma bi ya fine wo mane mi ka fi abo wa ka taflache wo ya wo pe wo ya school si ni bi e chake bi ane wo ye man pi na make be school na wo ye me na here PhDs ye mane mi na ta onu chumo na won pa fai mini promise ni wo MP ba wa ake ka me ba power e ba tono na efe so ake all unemployed graduates ni o mane mi amana nu chumo no the first question. Secondly, Sakumono wo fe wole ake Sakumono fa it's a Ramsar site bia na ni gabowio MPS na fe project MPS project na fe am deprived Sakumono Lagoon getting access to flow of water, sea water. Near Bagwani, far New York Sakumono, about breed brackish water. Ni low banya air spoon yemi. Nada low and show me. Project ne stop nakani. Ni watasi nada low. Ni wake wole temediwo. Ni watasi ni nibine yano. Na tu eni. Government has been there. MCs have been there. They don't even care about it. I feel boy do no ko. I feel traditional right ejeme and I lokombe. Nika bale environmental we fe only ake these things help in the environment. Dia neka flooding ba. Sakumo no enye receive water. Men wo feel my name. Ah hon shikon fe water ma me wo ba shikon. Mi ni do mo chine tema no jimi. Mi dwen wo se me yan ta wo shikon ye. Ma fire my name Maya. Thirdly, education. Education. Man here secondary school. Come on man no yo. Boye nche no ba o wiake wo ye ni BP my name companies road. Si ya secondary school no akwe. No assembly hall. Classroom blocks is inefficient. If beke bi kasio ni ye to sisi. I'm a best sample na meta no na ke yoni. Ni eni po na ba ye krapo e wa ha me. My name, were MP, were MCs. They are not doing well. To be frank, come on, not too many war. I'm a lorry, vehicle to convey food. I'm a beko. Yet we have these people in this town. Companies say war. One year, what the school name? I'm a body facility. Yakwa ye. Yeah, every once. Yet, Nikali been a bajeme. She work away secondary school. A one bini war honorable bafi hour. Ne shake ne ka school ne amba na agbena ni no fe no efe fine ye maneni nyerwadon
who you are doing. And this young gentleman is talking. He spoke about three things. He spoke about the Mahia Secondary School, says they need a lot of development in terms of infrastructure. He also spoke about the the fact that there's a lot of youth unemployment in Tema New Town, even though there are lots of graduates and people with PhDs who have no jobs to do. And then his third point was on the Ramsar site. All right. Ofane, you can speak.
All right, good morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I would like to speak English.
Yes, sir.
If you would agree.
Please go ahead.
I would want to first acknowledge our Honorable Member of Parliament. He has been so amazing since his tenure as the MP for the past 4 years.
Okay.
And I would like to commend him for the interventions he has done for the youth. I really want to. First and foremost, I think my colleague that came earlier on mentioned about the Ramsar site. We are a town in Tema, which is inhabited by many constituents. So I think we have Pong, Katamanso. So with Pong, my first question is, I wanted to know what interventions that MP has for, these individuals who are from these other neighboring cities around us. What can he do to ensure to protect the security of us in Tema here? Because we've been hearing a lot of mayhem. They're causing mayhem around the coastal areas of Tema. So far, and moving forward, what he can do. Secondly, I think I want to touch on youth unemployment. I think majority of the youth in Tema here are very educated. Many of them are from University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, having master's degrees, having so many degrees, but they are struggling to find jobs. And like my able colleague said, we have so many companies around us. We have Unilever, Woma, and to mention a few. I want to know what our member of Parliament has been doing so far, and how he can ensure that the youth in Tema can have jobs to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, two more. Yes, madam. Manyaba.
A question.
A
question ma be di enyo. No ni ba na waji. Wo ma na me wo betankase. Wo ye tankase chi wo betankase. Tankase fo ni yo ametuni. Gota mieti. No ni di enyo. Gota ne afe sebi tafra che kwa me krumata na efe gota na emile ewo aketeko ehwie no kenyumbo ne afi obola na chon nukawe na chon wo gota ne ni banaye igbana baka iwie hu iwie ikata iya TMA ni ayoshi Bianto ne at your shimadiano, 2 o'clock na babo station, abuafa, na shiafa. Minewo. Ababa fan of Ashafa, Connie, many badger she and banning many bahon, na ameba be. Na achewa ticket. Achewa ticket and achewa license, no junoni banna. Jaka mehani tamama, ayano. Jaka kote no ya ya baba for ye. Nini banna, Jaka me to 2 o'clock, in no tomorrow, in ya to a line war brudo. In na me time, na me kami we, I me quack hene, I can't me bear, Jamajana me bo. It was a name one ake, abanda, a big question, say, well, no, you know, banna, no, but my be.
Town council. Okay.
Good morning. I'm a native of this town. My name is Michael Manti Anan. First of all, now Shoko, tell Johnny's Bite that we are always watching him.
I'll tell him.
I am a native of this town. How helpful are our MPs ready to help tertiary students who are taking care of themselves without no scholarship like me? Moreover, what initiative is there for native of this town? Since there is no job for people native of this town, the youth in this town, we don't have work to do. So we want our MP to put initiative over there so that when we complete school, we can go there for a job. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to thank all the people who stepped forward to express their concerns and ask questions. First, the Mahia School infrastructure. Indeed, it's on record that in terms of education across the country and in Tema East, the NDC administration is second to none. The secondary school was put up by NDC. The second secondary school, Olam Secondary, is also NDC. Currently, block, a 2-story, was also constructed under NDC. There is a 4-story hostel facility which is supposed to be the boarding house. We did just the ground floor, and that was a community initiative under the pre-mix regime. Over the past 8 years, that project has stalled. No work has been done. And government rather invested in a lateral or single-story structure for girls' dormitory. I think that was a bit misplaced.
But aren't you able to lobby for the structures to be completed?
Yeah, there was 1-6 classroom, but we lobbied and we got Sahara Oil to complete it. Mm-hmm. So there's an extent to which you can get private organizations to intervene. I just mentioned how private organization got the canteen for us. But these are major projects that a good management of our premix would have assisted us to get that project off the ground and to be put to use. And so in terms of infrastructure, I want our viewers and listeners to know that within the Tema enclave, our neighboring community is Pong. Under John Drama Nimama, we put up the E-block. So now Pong has a new secondary school. So some of our residents go to Pong, the new secondary school in Pong. Then on the western side, Lashibi, during my tenure in 2016, we put up a 4-story E-block. So currently, Lashibi also has a community secondary school. Okay. So the point about school infrastructure and education, NDC has no match. And I want to assure our viewers and our listeners and all in Tema is that we're coming to perfect what we started. Number two,
the question was about the Mahia Secondary School itself.
Yeah, that's the Mahia Secondary School that we have put a 2-story. In addition to the first one, we
that they don't have an assembly hall. He's saying that the classrooms are inadequate. Is that correct?
The inadequate classroom is what we in 2016 put up a 2-story to improve the classroom stock. But over the 8 years, what the questioner is seeking to draw our attention to is that over the 8 years, there has not been any addition to school infrastructure. And that's the point I want to make. And I'm assuring him that I have a design for an assembly hall that has offices at the base and the hall sits on top. We have a design, and that can be done as a major local government and government project. And Tema East must be ready for this project in the coming year.
In the coming year?
In the coming years, yes. The next 4 years, trust me when I mention John Dramani Mahama, because in 4 years, I can tell you he did Amasaman District Hospital, Dodua District Hospital, Adan District Hospital, IMA, International Maritime Hospital, Ridge Hospital. So if in 4 years he can do all that, what will be one assembly hall or dormitory? So there is every likelihood that we would. On the Ramsar, I will not fault MPS project. I would rather fault the many government officials and the inaction from state actors who have allowed the Ramsar to be silted and to be encroached. It is the encroachment that is silting the Ramsar.
Encroachment by who?
By state actors and misguided persons who prefer to dump laterites and soil into the Ramsar so they can build. But you see, the blame should go to government, because the district assemblies must protect the Ramsar site. It is the responsibility of the district assembly. When I served, I got the metropolitan level of encroachment we have seen was not so. And so I want to put on record that
so it's worse now.
Two papers in parliament have raised questions in parliament, but at the end of the day, it is the government agencies like TDC, TMA, and Tema West municipal assemblies.
Have you had any discussions with these agencies?
Just last year, General Assembly on the floor, I mentioned this.
No, not on the floor of parliament. I mean, you are in the constituency with them. Have you approached them to talk about, I beg your pardon, to talk about interventions or methods to prevent the further encroachment?
Now, this is about action. It's not about talk. Action is that if someone encroaches, you take the person out. If someone builds there without permit, break it down. So it's not about talk, it's about action.
Yes, I get that. But the action is not being done.
Yes.
And as member of parliament, I'm asking you if you have been able to engage the necessary agencies who are supposed to take action.
And I've said yes. I've said yes.
Okay.
Both public and in writing.
Okay.
I have a 14-point document I've written to the assembly. I have the communique that I have issued in parliament. And so beyond the talk, I'm calling for action.
And you haven't gotten any response?
At the end of the day, get the list. And I've had a conversation with my counterpart of Tema Central, the MP for Tema Central, and it will amaze you the caliber of people who are encroaching the land.
But that shouldn't matter.
It matters, because if government is encroaching the land, didn't you hear about Sir John, who had given people permit for state government lands and willed some to them? What can an individual do if government state actors are in themselves encroaching public lands?
So you're saying, as a matter of fact, that the encroachment at the Ramsar site that has just been complained about is by state actors?
Entirely. I would have said mostly, because you see, you expect the state organ, the law mandates the district assembly to take action when these things happen. So if they are not taking, who do you blame? Now, your guess is as good as mine. The other issue about the Ramsar has to do with the poor construction at the exit and entry of the Ramsar. You expect seawater to run in, but see, deliberate siltation. I call it deliberate because over time there should be desilting of the lagoon. The moment you allow that to stay for long, you have overgrown weeds and mangroves in there, and that destroys the essence of Ramsar. And so again, you want to call on the Forestry Commission, the Ghana Water Resources Center, the Tema Development Corporation, even the port, to ensure that there is a coordinated effort to improving the Ramsar. Because like the person said, the Ramsar is not just for habitation for migrating birds. It's also a holding bay for floods. In times of flood, you need a place where water can collect. And so if we are not positioning ourselves for rain that causes flood, the havoc will be there. And I want to call on all who are minded to at least save what we have. But my plea is that in the coming years, under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, and with strong support from the state actors, the assemblies, we would put an end to it.
Let's talk about youth unemployment now. I think different people spoke about youth unemployment.
Yeah, and I agree with the questioners.
And he also asked about scholarship
That's
for
right.
the youth who are paying their own school fees in university.
That's right.
All right.
I already have a program in place, but let me address the youth unemployment. We admit, currently as we speak, I have 4 agencies that are recruiting. One is a garment factory in the free zones. They offer free lunch, not free, they offer lunch, let me put it that way.
Okay.
And they also pay social security. They have bus service to convey children, workers to the workplace. And they pay on the average about 800 Ghana cedis per month. Depending on your productivity, you can hit 1,000. But because this is net, after your taxes and after your social security, I think it's a good start. They are taking persons from 18 years to 35 years. I have this arrangement. I also have arrangement with Pania Food Cannery. I have arrangement with Cosmo and other companies in town. That is available, except that I admit that our labor laws and the minimum wage regime currently is not too good. And so most of them are not able to balance their budget. They get the job, but in no time, because they can't balance their home budget, they quit to look for other ones. But I know my engagement with Pania just last week was to urge management to improve their working condition, which
Right.
they have taken in
But
good.
from the comments that have come so far, it appears that even if Wilma, Textiles, Pania, and all the companies decide to employ only people who live in Tema, you'll still have a huge backlog.
No, that will be a major boost. Once
Okay.
the companies absorb, what I see now is more of the pay rate. The pay rate is not encouraging.
Okay.
And so you still find people coming from far to work. Of course, you can't have 100% employment, but we can more than reduce the situation.
youth
But the
unemployment,
one
but-
with graduates unemployment is where my focus is. Currently,
Okay.
I have had discussions with Unilever and other companies to ensure that in their management training, they have to be intentional in looking at the home district they operate in. And that is also going well. I've recommended quite a number of people to
But
NESIL.
have you considered interventions for entrepreneurs?
Sure, we
or
do
young
that. I'm
people
coming to that.
who
Yes,
would
yes.
want to start their own businesses?
Very well. And we have a package. Currently, the Small Business Advisory Center, they've given us the next proposal where we encourage those who are going into entrepreneurship. Except to say that the MP's funding is not solid for a lot of people. But for the support for education, those in tertiary, I already do. Currently, I have supported over 213 university students with partial scholarship. Sometimes I pay between 40% to 60% of their school fees. Recently, I also supported university students with laptops. You know, I got laptops for university students. And the guy who asked that question, if he's around, I want to find out if he has benefited from the school laptop program. Who he is and the level, whether level 200 or 400, I'm sure he would be able to benefit from that. Yeah, you can
I'm a
respond.
student of Accra Technical University offering engineering.
And you need a laptop.
Yeah, I'm taking care of myself. If you help me, I'll be very, very grateful to you.
My office is open to you.
Thank you.
My
God
office
bless
is
you.
open. So we
All
do
right.
this for needy, brilliant but needy, and I think that
Students.
we can
All
support
right.
his
So,
fees.
gentleman, where is he? What is your name? Manteanan. So you're saying that Manteanan is sorted.
Yeah, we'll be sorted.
Manteanan will be sorted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Because I mean, just like those who have benefited, anybody who qualifies benefited. And so from today, you just go apply. Of course, I have a number of them, but you have taken the initiative to be there, to be here,
I'm
and
level
you are
100.
sorted.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We're happy
Oh,
to
yes,
hear that
continue.
live on television. God bless you, Member of Parliament. All right.
And then on the
Minister Nene. All right.
yeah, on the sanitation, our brother mentioned our mother talked about
Yes,
the
town council.
He
Yes.
meant environmental officers, the metro health or metro environmental health officers. Indeed, we have a department at the assembly responsible for that. What we are seeing in this country is inept leadership. If a whole department of the assembly is sitting and will not go on their inspection, will not ensure that people do what they have to do, then I think that the leadership of the assembly must be questioned. Again, anytime you want to emphasize education, also add action. When we were educating people about proper disposal methods, we also planted litter bins on our streets. So in Tema at the time, we had a lot of litter bins. One chosepe, shika one chose wes and wa fahinane. No one none of fage ake, beni one chose mambi ka school be ake, amekwe boni, amechio, amejay, ameshu ameha, what do more litter bins, nibi woma bejigbeahi, niko here, jay kue, obanyo ke wumi. Ni amralo ne bano amba jefe jake, amesusu ake nubabo amenyomo. She noni oba megbe ni mambi achibola ashwe keke nono ba ha meheko ni amekedwe awu ni to ni wo he oye mambi ade wo use na ka to eko ni wo ke wo nyomo
o fine you you are don mas money mambi hu anye awie sound o fine okay all right e wo o fine sorry I can't hunu emi she wo ba gbele mic e kun bia na me sis ba nya wie keke wo ba bia ne e wo o fine gbe kan shi
yo ne wa don o fine gbe ji Robert Joram abaya te adan yo jimi shi ma na mi form bi ji
o fine yo
e won na wa ke ngene wo ke honorable ipi mi to ni mi sandebi mo enyo pe yin
o fine yo
ino ji kun in was your insurance ni ele wo fe wati amepi bia no ko you te pi hu ye insurance ni ma na mi e fe no gotomo bia ne like generation bia ne mo fi amoko to na keke jepo ebele ni mo fi amoko push up ake e ba na ke lehun le ni si fe afi si kasandi ni kemo na no ko echupe keke e afi to mo eni le akoloshi ke na mo ko no pe asande asha ni lewe ke fi na ke le di le ya ni insurance ji no ni yo ebu awo wa ye manem ni inkami to ma bi honorable ake kulebe ni ameyo no mama yo no wona ke si petrol gbeja no to e kasi ojogba ni neke yellow gallon ne ni ake yo petrol 700 cedis menes kun 70 Ghana cedis jo 55 cedis ni le si bia ne naka price ji big drum me bia ne mi neke si insurance if mo na ji ko men si insurance si mi fo anyeme ajake you tell your insurance wa no ni gba na titiri ji petrol esane e o ma pa honorable fire ke
okay
ihe mo ke yeli ko mi ake ba ni mama humba ka amebo mode to be ni eto petrol awo chema de ni amamekwa no ni foto nya jemi ke bani anya ke boma e mode ye ni bi ko ma mi e bomode ko ni na ka gbeja no to e ke yo wa fi wo dromo ni e ba power ni ameke fon jemi ko wa wo
o fine yo
iwe mo fi oni
fine honorable Eshiwo ete parliament bi ane because I have mid-year budget review she a communications officer ye bi ane e wo ke no ko e ba nya ji na o fine be kan she
ye fine mi mbanye de o
manya blau
ye na agba fi o ina agba ni ye oji ake iho ni yes wo pure license bi ane hu wo pure mene ake kiosk normal ni kiosk normal ni wo pure agbene da fi ame mo no ame ha wo ni ame na atwi ya ha wo e sho be ni be no ba ya ateshi manke ame ke pilot ke ya wo mi ko te am ba ko page ka wa ba ko pay penalty no oje me inu shishi no mo apa ona bu efai ni ekwa na ka je me ebotemi awo wa eja ka wojila yeli lo na ka ni egba wona bi ane be ni bi efe aheni o ba ta shike lebi ka shigbe ke ponu mo ko bi bo ake mi no ho shi ame ka me ba me bi bo po ake o jila teten kaka ke pilot ke ba wo mi no be no on pa na ka je me fai
Fine you. Fine here me for.
Allo, Epago. Nime, name, me manye. Nye fane, nye hele ano wanyami. Choboy!
Hey!
Choboy!
Hey!
Nye me, name, nye fane, noko ngbawo na wa emanemi. Oti e wule, ke nuchule ni chon, vako jeme ke ba. Won honorable nga akeshi, ebo moden, ni eya TMA. Ne ya kama ke noni ya no ne noni ya no ji gota na agbala jeme fe gogo ebui ni ko nye jeme hi ke ba bie ne ni ji teatro te bie ne breach jeme ke ba fe na chola ke chemu jeme gota fe gogo ebui ni wo hana bo ne yo bie ne je otrumu feron noni peni omiji ewa Ghana wrestling be a Ojobang. Mijicha and the coach ye Tamane. Ni Nyonga Dromo na me ete te All Africa Olympics game mego. Yo kome ke hi enyo no modern board you know. Ye fine no ni yo miji ni pipi ani assembly sande fe si fa Otini Omiji were assembly members member, former assembly member. It is first. Second, first one no challenger. Second challengers but you win army. Third one you challenge but you win army. The fourth one Akashinda Nwambashi. Yeah. Ona no ni Omiji idea say you want you can ha. J abonsa can ha. No idea say any war here. Sanafe good use of it. Nye fine wa wana noko kaji electricity. Kaji oto temanyo oto electricity. Yo oshia miye kote electricity abaka ka oba traditional council. Ko otejeme be oba pe bi ko ejeme. Mimpi tutu minjimbi ape ko ejeme. 2 million. Then about issued paper, then about electricity, now about Shikaji community set here, a beer menoko catch fear harm. Wrong pafai, Nagania, Sana cancel Nibia Baba Oshi, Ngawa be a neto Majaba.
Oh, fine you. Fine next person.
Zoo. Zuza. Nyefa mingani. Nyefa na chomi banku. Insa ne ni mbinji. Ko hotele ni ken pashin abache wo ticket. Agbene ke ogbele o store. Abaka achita na kan shika je na hi ofin mi na ke fi oye mami ha wo. Agbene nwenje to. Wo public toilet na bakumo. Aba fe no kono ha wo. Ka wo te show na won wo ya. Ni ke show lo wa mo ke yan show mi. Ni ke lo eye wa mo. Wo ba se wo ye we wa ela be ye wo mi no. O fa ni question no ni.
Okay, about in the public toilet.
Fine.
How many years now?
Fine. Now, 1.5 years.
She about Mako.
Fine. Now, 2 years. 1.5.
Okay. Fine. You.
Fine.
Nganye fe. Ofane egbeji sambe katena. Ofane ni zo se be lele che jimi. Ye yakelele. So because of premise here, ye yakele ya ne ba. Omo ye ngaka bi. O tama bi asai empty. Can you wini ase happy again? Me never nye fe premise ya o. Nye wa don.
Okay. Ofane he mokome.
Mikpanye fai ingbeji Ebeneza emate. Mikpanye fai noko kome ke enyo egbana ye womanemi. Efyom yake ba fe besane wo fe assembly election ke ho. Ni kajeboni afe assembly election ke oni ba house meeting e ba meeting e. Moni ba house meeting e ba meeting no wo aha mani bi koni akaba tuni ye mami aha wo ka hani esana tuni ye mami kona ka fu assembly anyi ni aha mani bi alo afa energy ni aka tuni e assembly bo he mode ke ha me no kone e gbana ye mami e ja ke mani water she ma eda e ya se ele ni sani wo ke wona neji amashi assembly men se menji meni abeba tuma heni na ba report ke ha assembly sika mete na meke afoshi ni aha kwa megbe alo afe ni ne ni aha me na akatuni e te ameba fete dani ameba tuni e hawo ejake TMA ne yo jeme na assembly men se tuni yo ni ka assembly men se te ni afe meeting ko ni anabo ni aba afe ke tuma e ni e aha megbe ne afe meeting e ko ni abinyi se noni ife inquiry ni fe ni na kaji the whole Ghana na kanie ya no because NDC assemblymen team on your Ghana biane no because of that I'm a small about fair meeting koni aha many bi na ka tuni ye mami ni want to ma ni allow me ni wo fio allow one femi jemo one halafufu mi mo na kaji no ni afio ye mami sika na atu ya assembly akaka tuma heni jake aka wo pocket na ijahame ya mami no wonye ha na wiemo aya ni aka sika abadan na aka tuni ya mami ahawo wiemo fio ne
you are don okay assembly man ebie assembly member ebie o fa na ye ke mic ha me na me wie o fa na to gbe
Ovane, Atomi, Honorable Joshua Tay, Abuda. The assembly member can have that they are going electoral area.
Okay. I will Sergeant P. Or be an area.
Yes, she Imbanusan.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he took Sergeant Come.
Etoni York, bear. Wabaya back no visit Bay, Mini, member of parliament, DG, Honorable Isaac Ashaw Damte, Benny Leji, Mayor, Nagabia Unit Committee member Jimmy. In witness a good aside development works like Tema development natural development fund ni every year assembly member have about 20,000 ni boy talk about development project no small mami she has to speak now I'll be the energy second term as an assembly member na can no kwame council ni we find it difficult KG water face service what will be nigga you maintenance as a street light for 4 good years neighbor for assembly member all the maintenance and and it was not like that during His Excellency John Dramani Mahamake Honorable Isaac Ashaw Damte Biami these are some of
big questions about Ramsar site encroachment. I'm going to public toilets. Yeah, in a mini area public toilet. I can come public toilets and you come on your mind or be
well, Tema New Town be na Tema East. Well, if you're 10 assembly members, ni me akucho community dadi agbo. She no man we see light because in kele sure bandele jake. In le age si me yo bakumo. Ni ham assurance age si ebana ma ke ba contractor ni ma. In le no ni hewo. Afie nyoson ne ni amaku toilet ewo eba fe good ake assembly man je ni yo jeme let the leader ni eba nya deep about it.
I when a Ramsar site boy assembly me no be assembly o fine assembly member conclude e eba nya wie le wo Benjamin
sure Ramsar site here another metropolis
okay.
Tema West
okay.
She let there could be about sanitation in fact since new of inauguration, assembly members won't push for clean up exercise. She may okay about touching the timetable and how Danny what fake clean up exercise. We've been pushing for this to be done severally. What a meeting till today. We don't have any plan for clean up exercise. Say, well, clean up exercise few pony what fair. It's from our own pockets. And some of us also fell on the MP. Ashaw Damte, one of you, a push one, you are faking a few. There is a lot of work to be done on the grounds. Assembly is not opening up. It will be on a timetable and you may okay, Dani will clean up exercise. And only one mail. Till now, there is no timetable. They promised timetable several times, but there is no timetable. So we are waiting on him, on the mayor.
Is any mayor than a FA timetable?
You see, the mayor gives the order for the assembly to support the assembly members.
Now on the sanitation issue, now ke obafe sanitation yo akuchomi ni ofite kra then be ready akoba no clean up
for one Saturday.
Yes, one Saturday. Ni lucky for us one pe wonyo wo work ni naji wo MPA because in as sanitation in fear boy bajeme in male they gave me the support of 2,000. The rest I have to raise it myself. No ni your dollar ne your pain wajiake even zoom lion lorry ne baba de baba lo joje che asano e fuel ale ko e fuel ale je driver ni yo me wasa no he ni ahale e wo neke my pressure na first time ni go as an assembly member I pay assembly member ja o sitting allowance ko te sitting ba bo sitting allowance. So there is a lot of things ni wo feel your mama ni want che wo lacha ni wo ke feel ne sa de feel na ke wo e go po truly me as an assembly member I give up ni honorable MP ni chewo ni ke worker give up ni nyumodromo na wasa wo no chumom ni won chueko. So anu kwale TMA we are passing through a lot moko wonu ko me we be no na we anu kwale ni wole ake ekole. This is the first time your Tema East ake NDC won a majority e wole ake ko la me political game wole ake me political game
More so ke mayor on town efe no ko ye quite recently a mayor on fixed street lights. Can you imagine? This is the work of the assembly member.
Street lights.
Yes, going around fixing street lights without the assembly members. But this is the work of an assembly member.
So why didn't you fix the street lights?
They don't make it available to us.
They don't make what available to
the
you?
street lights. They don't make it available.
Where does the mayor get the street lights from?
From the assembly.
Exactly. So why don't you, the assembly members, fix the street lights?
We have petitioned several times. We've requested for street lights. But till today, we've not been given a single street light since we became assembly members. My senior colleague is
so
here.
What are some of the things you've been able to do as assembly members?
Well,
what are some of the things you are able to do?
On my own, by the help of the MP, I've been able to do some cleanup exercise.
Sanitation?
Yes, by sanitation, we've cleaned the gutters and we've also fumigated the areas. We've been weeding around, keeping the place neat. The rest of the support will need to carry out other jobs. We are not getting it.
And you have tried to get the support?
We've tried. We've
but
tried
it's not
to
coming.
get. Yes.
Okay.
Even 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting. There was another promise, but nothing has been done till today.
Okay.
So we are at a loss. My senior colleague is here, so.
Are you also an assembly member? All right. Please introduce yourself to us.
I'm Honorable Ajay Bram Ajite. Okay, I'm a letter assembly member.
Okay.
Sanya now you are a because some of us we have been there already. We're just last 4 years. Danny will retain was it with the whole packet. At least things will change because some of the issues I quite remember there was something like horse. Horse racing. Meanwhile, Nini Chanke assembly member ni Obapo Mudi reward book. No, some of us because sincerely in Tabia almost 5 years now. I come 50 pesos per in cafe street light maintenance down. And it goes to most of.
But did you receive the 20,000?
Nobody has ever received anything from the MP supporter. No, 2,000 for sanitation from the MP office support. But assembly, what we have is electoral area development fund for most of the assemblies. No, annually about 30,000. So what you intend to do with it? Any no project no turn no fear. Cafe. Back Mali.
It will all receive you equal cry.
This second time here. Kunuku. I quite remember when you elected assembly members. We had a meeting around March. Ni agree. Let MC a promise a directive back. Why 21 every week one assembly member clean up the bus up. Ni one in Onika, why 21 elected assembly members, which means we need 5 months, 1 week. Then you were from about 21 then about start. No meaning the whole year assembly member clean up, she pay